Yes, Shalom. Wisdom of Solomon 5:21 says, Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a wool-drawn bow they shall fly to the mark, and hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out as a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. A mighty wind shall stand up against them, like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste, and the whole earth ill-dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the Almighty. Babylon is falling. A omen for Babylon. So I'm going to title this video, A Omen for Babylon. A bad omen for Babylon. So I want to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yoshai Hashem, Harakah Kodash, double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, for teaching us the truth, sanitation to all the sincere Akim, the Alf-Wakim and the Waf-Banyam. And I want to say, rise up to the house of David. A bad omen for Babylon. So I've got 1 and 2 clips just to back up what I'm saying. We're just going to look at them, these bad omens. Without further ado.
The damage. Last night's storm ripped the Acuity flag in Sheboygan. This is the largest free-flying American flag in the world. Look at this. The storm split the 340-pound flag in two. A gust of 66-mile-per-hour winds tore through that area last night. And here's a look at the lightning show that sparked in front of our camera at Road America. You can see that there. There was also some hail that fell across the area.
All right. You say that again? What did you say about the flag?
The damage. Last night's storm ripped the Acuity flag in Sheboygan. This is the largest free-flying American flag in the world. Look at
right. So monument struck by lightning, and it tore him, it ripped to shreds in pieces the American flag. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1 says, Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a wool-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. You're right. So it flew to the mark, and it stripped in half the American flag. A bad omen for Babylon.
Night storm ripped the Acuity flag in Sheboygan. This is the largest free-flying.
Check this out. Woohoo! Hear that again.
American flag in the world. Look.
That's my newfound sound effects. Let me hear it again one more time. Yeah, that sound nice, man.
Look at this. The storm split the 340-pound flag in two. A gust of 66-mile-per-hour winds tore through that area last night. And here's a look at the lightning show that sparked in front of our camera at Road America. You can see that there. There was also some hail that fell across the area. Here are some images from a viewer in Holman. The storms brought down tree branches and also knocked out power, as I mentioned. A viewer did tag me on Facebook on some storm damage video from Sheboygan County. It looks like some trees are down there, but I'm working to Eden to get some more information about where those trees might have gone down and what the cleanup looks like today. But just something that we're staying on top of.
All right, man. That's why I've entitled this video "Bad Omens for Babylon." You know, so we're gonna look up some words. Check out this other video. There's another bad omen for Babylon. This is not only Babylon, it's just showing you that things are getting closer to home for you. For Babylon the Great is falling, man. Check out this one.
Breaking overnight, we know at least 2 military members were hurt by lightning in D.C. They were out helping with protesters overnight. Police say they suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Lightning also struck the Washington Monument. Breaking overnight, we know at least 2 military members were hurt by lightning in D.C. They were out helping with protesters overnight. Authorities say they suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The lightning also struck the Washington Monument.
All right, there you have it, man. So these bad omens for Babylon getting closer. Let me hear. That's so funny. The Benjamin said, "Burn down Babylon." Right, let's hit some scripts, man, because it's undeniable. You know, these signs with the 2 military were struck by lightning, 2 military soldiers struck by lightning, not seriously injured, they say. Well, when I sent the video to one of the elders, and he said that those 2 soldiers, the military soldiers, were struck by lightning, could have been Yehoshua, you know what I mean? The ones that pierced Yehoshua on the stake, on the cross or the stake. So, you know, it's just a little taste of things to come. Like I say, bad omens for Babylon. Right. Wisdom of Solomon 14:11 says, "Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination." Right. You wash it in monuments. Your abominable soldiers out there in the military and killing all innocent people. There's so much blood on their hands. So the Most High, Yehoshua, says that they're abominable. That's why he's visiting them. He's visiting them. "Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because of the creature of God they are become an abomination. Because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and a stumbling block to the souls of men, a snare to the feet of the unwise." They're a snare, they're an abomination, and a stumbling block to the sincere of our people, the elect. That's the elect. So we're going to hit some scripts, and this bad omen, we're going to look up the meaning, because yeah, I've been getting into my words, man. You know, I've been getting into my words. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Put the spirit on me to get into my words, man. You know what I mean? It's all good, man. It's all good. And we're licking them down with some sound effects as well. Bad omen, right? The meaning is, an omen is an event or happening that you take as a sign of something to come. It's believed to be a bad omen, right? So you take it, and people in the world, they say, oh, you know, when something bad happens, like they're going somewhere and they get into a car crash, or you know, they might have a bad day, just everything seems to be going wrong. You know, they start a job and things don't seem to be working. They say, well, I don't know if this job might not be for me. You know, from one thing to another, things just seem to be going bad. So this is what's happening to you Edomites worldwide. We see you on the streets talking to yourself, mumbling. We see you, you know, asking so-called niggers, so-called black people, you're asking them for money now. The tables are turning. This paradigm shift is real. That's all bad omens for you devils, man. Black Lives Matter, even though it's funded by George Soros and it's just pressure from above and pressure from below, problem, reaction, solution. A lot of you hard rights, far right, you know, Edomites, like you heavyweight racists, that still affects you. The word black has an effect on you, even though it's a farce and a folly. You don't like to see so-called black people being empowered, seeing your Washington, your monuments being torn down, being struck by lightning, and all your fathering fathers, yeah, your slave traders who been doing wickedness for over 400 years to our people, you know, selling them as slaves, being cast down and thrown into the water and thing. That's having an effect on you. That's all bad omens, and you know it is. An omen is an event or happening that you take as a sign of something to come. So you see these things as all bad omens. I was in the shop the other day, and some fool, you know, I went in, and there's queues everywhere, and some fool, well, when I walked in, he stood so far back, there was no way I would have known there was a queue. So I stood there, and he says, "Oi, don't you know there's a queue?" So I said, "All right, see, yeah." I was very courteous. I said, "All right, I'm sorry." And some idiot Edomite woman says, "Oh, nice try, mate." So I just cursed her, man. I just cursed her out, saying, "Look, man, that was horrible what you just said. I sincerely didn't know that there was a queue." So I just laid it. I just said, "You out of order." And some idiot said, "Don't you start swearing in front of my children," some Ishmaelite. So he was shouting so much. So I said, "All right." And then the security guard come over, and he said his body language like to say he wanted to do something to me. And I said, you know, and I thought to myself, "Oh, don't even bother." The security guard came, which either was a Benjamite or a Judite, and I said, "I'm glad you said that right in front of the security guard, so he saw that's how you really feel about me, you know, with his own eyes." So the security guard put me in. He said he set up the other counter, the other cash till, to let me go first to the other cash till. He sent another Benjamite or Judite to the cash till, and he said, "You go first, you go there to that cash till," and he made them stay to the last. So that's all omens for you, that we are getting power, we're being empowered. And the Ishmaelite and all the Edomites in the queue behind me was sneering and, you know, gnashing their teeth. So these omens, these are all bad omens. So a bad omen is, so right before their very eyes, from someone who was at the back of the queue and someone that they wanted to be belittled, they tried to belittle me. The security come and put me to the front of the queue. He opened another cash till, put me to the front of the queue, served me and let me get out first. That was a bad omen on them devils. So yes, man. That's what we have to say to them. Burn them. Right. So that's what it means to have a bad omen. A bad omen is an event or happening that you take as a sign of something to come. Yes, the so-called, which we saw that in the Planet of the Apes. You know, you had us there as apes, and you wanted to make mockery and make us look like apes and gorillas. But you know in your spirit that we are going to be the next ruling. We're the next ruling. Next to rule. All your your founder, father and founders, fathers are being cast out of, you know, been taken from their positions and thrown, torn down, decapitated and torn down. So that's a bad omen for you. To come, it's believed to be a bad omen. If a black cat crosses your path, or if it rains on your wedding day, these are all bad omens. These are all folly and foolishness. But this thing is real. Through the spirit I'm talking, right? Omens generally get a bad rap. That probably because a lot of them predict bad stuff. At least according to, we know that this is through the spirit. This ain't no superstition. The etymology of the word, and we're going to hit 1 or 2 scripts and that'll be it. Straight to the point of the omen, what it means. It says, give indication of the future. Right, so these bad omens, what Esau's getting now, left, right and centre. The monument being struck by lightning, you know, their monument, which is a phallic symbol, which as it says in the scripture there, are stumbling blocks and an abomination to the people that lead them astray, because people are foolish enough to put them and worship them. So these are an abomination. These are all bad omens when they're struck by lightning. They're bad omens to Babylon. Yeah, that's why I continue to put out those curses, man. You know, that's why I say, you know, and I don't miss a day. Since I come in the truth, this ain't no bragging or boasting. I haven't missed a day when I put out my curses, because the Spirit tells me that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Because as we saw in one of my favorite verses I've been looking at lately, chapters, Joshua, he was able to stop the moon and the sun, man. you know, so he can really deal with his enemies, man. So that's power. Elijah done similar when he prayed for the rain to stop in James 5, 16. As a matter of fact, I don't read that scripture. I'm gonna read that. It's worth it. James 5. These are all faith building scriptures for the elect and knockout blows to the enemy. James 5 and 15 says, and pray the prayer, right, 16, because the context of it is all the principle is all good of what I'm talking about. As we start from 15, it says, the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall rise him up, and if he have committed sin, they shall be forgiven him. Confess your faults to one another, and pray for one another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man relieveth much. You hear that? The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man relieveth much. So it's powerful from a righteous man. This is the point. Elijah was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 days. You see that? I've been looking at, been meditating all these faith boosting individuals like Elijah and James and Joshua, these faith boosting individuals that boost our faith. When you read and you understand, there was just men in the flesh like us being used by Yahweh through the power and spirit. These are faith building experiences. Elijah was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that he might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. Right? Yeah, I have to go to another precept. After reading that, something comes to mind in Matthew 21. Cause yeah, man, this is that time now. Bad omens for the devils. We're sending out these vibrations and we're striking them down. Yeah, putting fear into them Edomites. Yeah, for all you guys that know about how the Edomites are when it comes to lightning and thunder, if you've ever been around them, when there's any lightning and thunder, oh, I'm so scared, I hate lightning and thunder, I get nervous with... Yeah, because you're too damn wicked, and you know that you've done wickedness. It's your conscience, and you know you might be struck with lightning and thunder any minute now. That's the kind of timid spirits that these Edomites, the Most High gave these Edomites, because they know they've been going around the whole globe causing mayhem, the man and the woman. You understand? So that's why when they hear lightning and thunder, they get nervous. You understand? They get shook up. So this comes to mind. Matthew 21 says, Yahushua answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast unto the sea, it shall be done. Right, these are faith boosting knockout precepts, and that's what we're doing now. We're sending out those vibrations, building up our faith. We're seeing that Esau is a timid, cowardly person. You know, they can't stand rain, and soon the Most High going to visit them with his full force. Well, he ain't even going to do that, because if he was to do that, visit them with his full force, there, the whole globe would be evaporated. But he's going to bring judgment on them. You know, we know that for sure. 1 Corinthians, this could be the last one. No, let's go to Isaiah and 19. It says, in context, we want one. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord riseth upon a swift cloud, and shall come unto Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at its presence, at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right, when he comes with his presence, yeah, in line with Isaiah 47 and 3 says he shall not meet thee as a man. So when he does come, as it says there, as I carry on reading in Isaiah 19:2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's already happening. Esau fighting against them one another over this Black Lives Matter thing, even though this is a farce. The fact that they see that some black people or some Edomites are in marching within the actual protests, you got the die-hard racists saying, well, you know, they feel like they're being betrayed, especially when they see the Edomite woman marching with the black man. They don't like that. They call them nigger lovers, isn't it? When they see the Edomite side by side with the black people, they call them nigger lovers. So that's why it's saying there, Egypt against Egypt. We see that, you know, even though it's all a farce, this Black Lives Matter thing, we see that it's causing a lot of division within their own ranks, within Edomites' own ranks. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Right, and the Egyptians will give over to the hand of the cruel Lord, and fierce kings shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Now this is the point. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord riseth upon the swift clouds, and shall come unto Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right. So yeah, man, we're going Most High when he come. Go and lick them with thunder and lightning. Last precept, 2 Corinthians, you know I like that sound effects, that's why I keep playing it. 1 Corinthians 2:27 says, for God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty and base, the things of the world and things which are despised hath God chosen, ye things which are not to bring to naught things that no flesh should glory in his presence. Right, so no flesh, or you Edomites, don't glory over us so-called black people, which you are doing at the moment. Yeah, but when the Most High is saying that he's chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. You understand? And who are the foolish people? We are considered the foolish people, so-called black people, the 12 tribes, what you hate and you despise. Yeah, all of us you hate, and you want to try and get rid of us. And there's many vices what you're using now through that COVID-19 and Bill Gates and all the conspiracy theories. They ain't conspiracy theories. He's on charges for crimes against humanity and paedophilia. Things are coming out, more and more things are coming out about you criminals, big time murderers. So that's why it says God chose the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, right, and base things of the world, the things which are despised, God hath chosen, ye and things which are not, to bring to naught things which are. So yes, man, bad omen. Babylon, a bad omen for you, Babylon. You're falling, you understand, and you're going down in a massive way. Thunder and lightning. Right, Carla Yehovah Shemi or Shai. Keep on sending lightning and thunder. Shalak, Rayam, Nasham, Wahabajam be upon them. You understand? Send these bad omens, and then eventually take them down, and everything they've been doing to us, past, present, and future, may it fall upon their own head. I'm out.